Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. A few days ago, I posted something in my Instagram stories and I got a lot of comments from people to make a video about it on YouTube because they found this topic intriguing and they wanted to learn more about it. This topic is how do our perceptions affect our manifestations? I have already covered this topic in a very great detail in my self-concept course, so I will be using some of the examples and some of the things that I gave there. I wouldn't be able to use all of it because it comes from a different, so the continuation won't match, but I will be using a lot of things from there. So let's just first understand what perceptions are. Before understanding perceptions, let's just understand who we are as a person when we talk about manifestation and a characterization of a person, an identity of a person. What does this identity include? And when we are trying to manifest something, what are we actually trying to do? Think about it this way. Every person first has a mindset or a belief about something, which we try to change via affirmations. So the belief can be anything. It can be, I am good enough, I am loved. It's easy for that person to love me. I deserve a good amount of money. All these things. So that's the belief. Based on that belief, we act in our daily life. So if I feel I'm good enough, I will act that way. I will walk that way. I will talk that way. My body language will be that way. Everything that I will do in a regular day will include that belief in my life in some way, shape, or form. If it's a general belief, if it's a specific belief, then in that specific situation, that belief will come up. And the third thing is that my boundaries will be according to that. So if I really feel I'm good enough, I will not let someone treat me badly. I will have strict boundaries and I will stick by them because in my heart and in my soul, I know this truly that I am good enough and I am acting from that. But there is one thing in there that we usually miss, and let me tell you how that ties up into a lot of things related to manifestations, especially in the manifestation that we are trying to manifest something specific, like a specific person or a specific job, how these things tie up. That is our perception. If I have to put it in an order, the perception part of it will come directly after the affirmations and the mindset part of it. So we have a belief. Based on the belief, we have our perceptions. Based on our perceptions, we do our actions. Then we have our boundaries. But what when I say perceptions, what does it mean? It means that based on the belief system that I am acquiring in that particular moment, and based on the belief I have about a particular thing, my perceptions will be based on that too. An example of that would be, let's say I have a belief that I am not worthy, and I have a friend who I'm texting, and that friend suddenly decides to not text me back for half a day. Can be for any reason, can be that the friend is busy or they are out with someone or they have something to do. But in that moment, because I am running from the belief system that I am not good enough, I will perceive things to be in a way that are negative for me based on that belief that is present. So maybe they won't text me, but because I am living from that belief, I will perceive that as a personal attack to me and I will tell myself that, oh, they are maybe doing this just to diss me, or they are just doing this just to put me down, or they don't value me, or they don't love me. And these things usually come a lot in specific person manifestations when we are taking feedback from a person on a daily regular basis. First of all, we shouldn't take feedback from a person on a daily regular basis. See, if we are starting a process of manifestation, let's say I've started to manifest a specific person. Before I start, I take a feedback from the physical world and I check what my beliefs are, I check what my assumptions are, I check how I'm thinking about it, what I'm feeling about it, what are my assumptions about them, what are my assumptions about myself, what are my assumptions about relationships. But I cannot keep taking feedback at every second and every turn. I cannot the next day wake up and still check what is the feedback that I'm getting, because feedback can be relevant, but taking feedback every day is just stopping the process. It's like I wake up, I want to make a pizza and I get the dough and everything and I make a recipe and I see the ingredients that I have and I put it in the oven, and 2 minutes after that I take it out and I see and I tell myself, oh, this isn't working, this just means that I'm not getting what I want. So you see how taking feedback in the middle is not a good idea. I can take feedback like 10 minutes
down the line or at halfway and see that, oh, is it going good or is it not going good. But taking feedback on a regular basis is not really a good idea. Take the feedback at the start, take the feedback at intervals, and then take the feedback at the end. Don't take feedback every day, because then you will start perceiving things and you will start to make yourself crazy. Coming back to the topic of how our perceptions matter, think about it this way. Especially in the case of a specific person, if I am talking with that person on a daily basis and we are getting into conversations, if I am living from a belief system that tells me that I am not good enough, or there is something wrong with me, or I'm not valued, or they are trying to hurt me, or they are a bad person. Let's say the belief system is that they are a bad person. Every action that they will do, I will perceive them from that belief. So let's say they call someone and they get into a fight, and I get to know. If I am living from that perspective that they are not a good person, I will perceive it that way. I will try to find their faults in that situation. I will try to think why did they did wrong, and I will try to consider the possibility that every fight that happened, like everything that happened in that fight, was their fault. So it's very important, as we are changing our belief system, we change the perceptions around that too. Because many times what happens is that there are things that we take personally that are not meant for us at all. Maybe someone is going through something, maybe someone is having a bad day, but because we are living from a belief of not feeling good enough or having a negative belief about a particular scenario, we take that personally and we let it ruin our day. We also connect it to our past insecurities or the insecurities that are present right now on our convenience. So it can be anything. Let's say I am out with someone and that person asks me to pay the bill because they forgot their wallet. I can take that as a sign of disrespect. For some people it can be a sign of disrespect, and that's not wrong, but probably the reason that I'm taking that a sign of disrespect, if that person doesn't always do this, so if that person always does this, then there is some issue. But if I'm not, if it's an honest mistake, I can take that as a sign of disrespect if I'm living from that state, if I am vulnerable to feeling like that people disrespect me. And similarly, let's say someone is genuinely late for some reason. I can take that as a sign of disrespect when it's usually not about me. So, perceptions matter because in the particular moment when we are manifesting anything, a specific person, job, money, we perceive things from the 3D as an attack towards ourselves, and we start to take them very personally when in that moment they aren't. And because of taking them personally, they can hurt us and they can hurt our feelings and they can hurt our growth. And we can start to develop resentment against these topics and against these people. To prevent that, there is a way to get out of, having bad perceptions about things. Now, eventually, once we have started to develop a new belief system about anything, we already know that we need to perceive things differently. But what happens is that sometimes when we are taking things in a different manner, it doesn't instantly come that our perceptions are based on the new belief system too, because sometimes our reactions can be very instant. So in that instant moment, we can react to a particular situation and we can multiply that reaction if we don't stop. So let's say, let's take the example that we were taking before, that someone hasn't texted me back, probably which isn't about me. Let's say they are actually busy. And in that first reaction, in that moment, the first reaction I have is that, oh, they did that to, disrespect me. But if I just pause there and I can literally use that phrase, and when I break my perceptions about particular things, this is what I do. I tell myself, pause, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I take 2 deep breaths and then I ask myself, was that really about me? How do I really want to perceive this situation? And this can be helpful when we are talking to someone who we have feelings with, because if we are talking to that person, everything that they do, we can take it personally, which we wouldn't do that with a normal person. Not because the normal person is different, but because we are not taking things personally with them, because we don't have an emotional attachment towards them. Perceptions and changing your perceptions is a very good way to first start getting your power back and start feeling like I am the one in control. Because once our perceptions are in our control, we can perceive things in a way that are helpful and beneficial for our manifestations further down the line. Because we want that we perceive things based on our new self-concept, our new characterization. Because once we do that, our actions and our boundaries will also fall into play. I intend that this video gave you the benefit that I know it can, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.